Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to BattleTech Heavy Metal. I was not 100% certain what I wanted to do at the end of the last episode, but I think I have made a decision. We still have a skull and a half mission here that pays pretty well. I think the 2.5 is probably off the table because of how long it's going to take to get the Centurion back in service, but we could just pass time until we get one of our mechs back, really any one of our mechs back, and then probably pull off this skull and a half, and once we've done that, we should probably do these as well, just like do as much as we can until we take meaningful damage again and then get out of here. So let's have a look at who do we want to come back. Well, the Firestarter comes back the fastest and also is probably the right choice, so I think we're okay to just hang out here for 3 days. And after we pass 1 day, we're going to get some mech tech points here.
Those upgrades you asked for are online, Commander.
So we have 1.6 million C-bills. We're going to have to pay 860k in 12 days. We're getting real close to that 41 morale breakpoint, though. It's 41, not 40, where we move up. Yeah, I think I may have made some decisions thinking that 40 was where we were going to move up to 35 resolve per turn. It's fine. Getting closer is good. So the question is, can we afford to do the big electrical overhaul now? It's 720k. I mean, yeah, we can. And it's good to get it out of the way.
All right, I'll get the team on it.
Yeah. The earlier we get the engine upgrades, the more planets we get to visit in total, which, you know, it adds up. It adds up to a lot of money at the end of the thing. So we're not rich. We certainly can't afford to go black market shopping anytime soon. I mean, I don't know. Let's see how the rest of the jobs work out here. We might end up with a decent amount of money. Let's hang out until the Firestarter is finished. In the daily briefing, Sumiri brings up an open hail from a nearby ship. They say their crew has contracted a virulent case of the periphery pox, but the local government is preventing them from landing to receive medical care. Darius shrugs. Well, we could sell them some of our medical supplies. It would limit us in the medbay for a bit, but given their situation, I expect they'd pay up. Dr. Murad bristles at the suggestion. Spacers should stick together, Commander. Besides, the local authorities might appreciate our generosity. Yeah, sell them medical supplies for 30k. 30,000 C-bills is such a small amount that this is essentially giving them away, except without the goodwill of giving them away. So yeah, give them some medical supplies. This is going to hurt our medtech points for a little while, I think, which is not totally ideal because, like, Tirefire's out of action and we'd really like her back. But this seems like the decent thing to do, and also I don't exactly remember what the outcomes are here. Okay, only -1 medical point. That's not even a big deal. You nod at Dr. Murad. We're only one bad bug away from the same situation ourselves. Make arrangements for a transfer of supplies. Several days later, Sumiri passes along a message of thanks from the planet's surface for resolving the situation favorably. A single point of reputation. Man, all of the positives and negatives on this one were so small as to not matter even at all. I guess Tirefire is now out of action for 2 additional days. And we probably... You know what? I'm not going to mess with it. You can see, though, the mech tech points we pulled the Assassin and Centurion jobs down from 9 days each to 7 days each. That's a significant difference. But let's not mess with the build queue until after we do the mission. So we're currently trying to engage in long-term operations in this system which runs counter to pirate interests. Oh no. Where are we at with the pirates? -10, we can afford to take a hit. I just want to try to keep us above -20 as much as possible. Or -20, you know, wherever that breakpoint is, -25. They've hired a well-regarded mercenary outfit to engage the Free Worlds League operatives, and mercenaries have sent a single well-armed lance. Counter that lance. It can't be that well-armed. My suspicion is we're not talking about a lot of valuable salvage here. We'll keep 1 point of priority, as we often do, and let's get paid. This should be, I think, fairly easy. So let's... The mechs that are leftmost get to go first, and I really should have moved the lighter stuff over here long ago. For some reason, it just makes sense to me in my brain organizationally for the heavy stuff to be first, but that's really not. It's not the way it should be. Alright, who wants to drive this monster? We could try leveling up Steamfitter. We could use this as an opportunity to develop Sourdough a bit. It's not 100% the most ideal mech for her, I suppose. You know what? It's only got short-range weapons. It's not unreasonable to put sensor lock on it. Yeah, let's try to develop sourdough. I think it would be really nice to have a couple of pilots who are really, really good, who can help to carry pilots who are a little bit less good. Unfortunately, as far as I'm aware, there's no, like, experience redistribution or anything for pilots that no longer benefit from experience. So having 2 pilots who don't need skill points anymore on a mission just means that effectively you are earning only half XP. So in that sense, having a couple of super developed pilots carry newbies up is a little bit inefficient. But also, I sure do like to be able to complete difficult missions, you know? Darius says, I don't like fighting other mercenaries. Man, what is the difference? It's all giant robots. I should note, I guess, I forgot to say it here. I made some pretty serious computer changes. Some things happened over the weekend, so I am still rebuilding the audio profiles for everything. In theory, the game should run smoother than it has before, but it wasn't. It was not terribly unsmooth before. Alright, go over there, blow everything up. Got it. It's only skull and a half. What could possibly go wrong? That's the wrong button. Okay, there we go. Let's run you... We want to run you through this little valley here. So the terrain here is rough. I'm wondering about having access to the cover. I guess what we can do with the Jenner is have it range way out to the side so it can use this cover, which leaves us freer to put our other mechs into this stuff over here. Because remember, grouping up is now actually dangerous thanks to the line of fire changes. So you can kind of go wherever, but you need to try to get down the road. Gonna get the camera away from this mountain range. So they have a trebuchet that's in perfect condition. Honestly, that's a surprisingly good mech for a skull and a half job.
Standing by.
So look at the 5 initiative fire starter. So this thing, it carries ammo in both the side torsos, right? We can't really do anything meaningful with the fire starter without jumping. If we do jump, we can get vision of whatever's over there, and we can get decent medium laser range, but we can't, I'm gonna jump to here, I suppose. We have bulwarks, so we benefit pretty significantly from the cover. We'll draw off this first turn. The other thing we could do is just back up and wait for the trebuchet to come forward, which has the advantage of getting him out of bulwark potentially. That's a 45-tonner up there. I gotta say, it's a more significant force than I was expecting to face. Because right now he's at 40% damage reduction with bulwark. But I guess the smart move for these fast mechs is to close and try to pressure the backside. We have 7 points of evasion right now. You know what? I'm gonna reserve down. Maybe this is unwise, but we're pretty evasive for the moment. I do not think, even if they hit us, I don't think they're gonna hit us very hard. And I want them to do stuff. Was that the trebuchet's turn? Did he just fire a single... Yes, he fired a single medium laser without moving. Okay, he is too smart to fall for my bullshit, unfortunately. I'm gonna reserve down. Let's let the other guy come up. We'll see what else they have. It's not impossible that these are the only 2 mechs. Sometimes that happens if you take on like a low difficulty mission like this. The way they make it low difficulty is by not including a lot of enemies, and then those enemies are relatively difficult. Not to say, obviously, that this class of enemy is like terrifying or anything.
On the move.
Hey, we do have something else over there. That is also on 3. This is, yeah. This is harder than I would have expected. So that Vindicator has a PPC. The Trebuchet is definitely a higher priority target. It's a little bit of a shame that it's so well defended, but we can get around behind it next turn. And we can fire almost everything here without generating or we can fire everything without generating almost any heat, thanks to the magic of cold air.
Good to go.
Not that we accomplished a lot by doing that, unfortunately. Let's get committed here. I kind of want to jump in deep enough to see what that is. I think I'm going to, since the fire start is going to go before these guys do anyway. We may as well. Let's get some information. It is a Shadowhawk. Pretty standard Shadowhawk 2H build. This is, this lance is way more than a skull and a half of difficulty.
Taking the shot.
Honestly, this is a more believably dangerous force than we have seen on those 2.5 skull missions. I think like this is a real problem. I can't quite get good range on anybody except you. We're close. You're in weapons range for the good weapons range for the LRMs. But yeah, I guess we'll just do this. You know what we can do is we can stack up some stability damage on this guy. Obviously, it's a little bit camera cooperate a little bit. Yeah, the camera moves so slowly when you get close to anything. Makes getting stuck up on a wall like that kind of a problem. Alright. Oof. Firing everything, including the jump jets, even in the cold. This guy is, it's a task, heat-wise. Alright, we've opened up the side torsos. Got that knockdown. I think there's pretty good odds we're going to be able to take this dude down with the fast bots.
Okay, now it's on.
Alright, so we definitely want the Firestarter to jump into small weapons range. Support weapons range, I should say. Yeah, because we want those machine guns going off, trying to ping the ammo bins. The Vindicator doesn't really benefit from me getting closer. So I think this is an okay thing to do, and I really want to try to take this thing down before it gets a turn.
Firing jump jet.
We don't need to engage the flamethrowers. Not a lot is gained from that. Let's go for... how badly... okay, so that arm is coming off either way. Let's work this side of the torso.
Locked on. Target's taking a critical hit. Ready for orders.
There's definitely a lack of like bass in the audio in my headphones, which I'm sure is an audio driver issue. Just to say, very solvable. Hopefully, it's not coming through quite as weedy on the recording. Okay, you finish this off, and hopefully we've now taken up positions where we're threatening the backside. Oh, hey, he failed to get the thing. We're threatening the backside of the Vindicator, so it has to do stuff like this instead of the moves that it would perhaps prefer to do. That Shadowhawk is an unresolved problem, though, and I don't like my Firestarter being down to 3 evasion. We do not really have an option but to try to finish the job here.
Moving out.
I could fire at the Vindicator and leave the Griffin to clean this up. You know what? I'm gonna try to close this now. Can maybe just go for his center torso. You know what? We might not get the center torso, but let's make sure that the side comes off. Yeah, that was my concern. So what are you at now? 22. Also probably 1 health on the pilot, if I had to guess. Okay, it missed with the autocannon. That's the important part. Well, you don't have multi-shot, so unfortunately we probably do have to just fire at the downed mech. And we'll leave the snub PPC off for a turn.
Engaging jump jets.
What is it 2 missiles are good enough for a kill? Oh no, actually it's a lot. It's quite a few missiles. Still, I think it makes sense to go this way. It was only 2 missiles from the good launcher, I suppose.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, we built up a nice big stock of resolve here, so now we have to decide targeting priority. I think the Shadowhawk is definitely the more dangerous of the two, although neither of these are fantastically dangerous mechs for their weight class. But there's a little bit more to it than that, because obviously the positions are... like, we have such an easier time hitting the Vindicator. I think that's gotta be the move. Let's try to get down to 1 enemy here. This is maybe unwise. I mean, I love getting to fire all of the weapons directly into the back plating of an enemy mech. Got ammo in that left torso, but I kind of think that we just... Can the Jenner get anywhere near his back? Probably not, right? Because I moved it pretty far up the hill. I'm gonna reserve down to 4. Let's see what the Jenner can do, because these two have to coordinate. No, the Jenner cannot get into back arc fire. That complicates things a little bit. I'm actually not sure what the best way to deal with this is, then. How are we going to destroy you guys without taking any real damage? We probably don't want to try passing down and then doing the classic go last, go first move, because the Firestarter doesn't have enough evasion. I think I'm going to go ahead and jump deep. I think it will panic and try to run rather than just turning around and punching me. And turning around and punching me would be it showing its back to the rest of my mechs. So there's a pretty significant downside to that. And I don't know if it makes sense to show my front to the Shadowhawk. We'll do it like this. Okay, so what can we fire? We can fire everything. And I'm going to go ahead and give him everything. Do we want to drop his initiative to 2? I'm gonna do it. Unusually, this is not really about the initiative. This is actually about peeling center armor. Looked like a pretty good series of hits. Yeah, not bad.
Solid connection on that one.
I fired the flamethrowers for the 5 damage, because the heat is likely to be irrelevant. And then... Yeah, right?
Affirmative.
Gotta pressure this thing and make it feel unsafe. We need you to make some bad decisions.
Firing on target.
Oh, the Shadowhawk's going for a punch. That's an interesting... I was not considering that.
Can't hold it.
I kind of can't believe they did that. Not to say that it's necessarily wrong. Is that injury reduction cockpit in action? And a good example of why this is the mech that I wanted to put that on.
I read you, Commander. Moving out.
So we have the side armor of the Shadowhawk. This is a smart move, throwing a punch with the Shadowhawk, because it doesn't expose so much weakness. I'm frustrated with that. I'm frustrated with my opponent playing well. That's a real disappointment for me.
Uh-huh.
Alright, here we go with the Griffin. We are going to get up here and just dump point blank, aim shot, center torso. We might have to purge heat in order for this to work. We do not. Okay, well, I'll hold off then. Okay, there was a chance of a blow through there.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Also, we took him right up to the knockdown threshold, but not actually over it, which is a shame, because now... still managed to miss, actually.
Barely hit, Commander. Let's hit him hard.
Alright. My poor Firestarter. Your orders are to... Damn it. Damn it. Can't find the back armor.
Standing
Alright,
by.
well, let's start with you then. Your orders are probably to disengage a small amount. And the Shadowhawk just ripped the leg clean off. That's rough. I mean, we jump away to safety. The Shadowhawk is unlikely to have jump jets at all, because they don't. So I'm going to jump to here. I think this is the place they'll have a hardest time getting to by foot. And then we'll just throw out a quick sensor lock to mess with your weapons. And I guess remove your evasion, but we're not likely to shoot at you. So you're 1 point of damage on the right side away from losing the arm. We can't quite find a shot into the back quadrant. I'm assuming that the AC-5 is on the right side with this guy. Yeah, it's not, actually. The Shadowhawk's breaking all the rules. That's actually a real shame. That makes it hard for me to know what even makes sense as an attack here. I guess just get close and apply the SRM-6, try to get a knockdown. So I believe... And I think maybe I just want to pass? Because I don't think the SRM-6 is going to produce enough stability damage to get the knockdown, so we might be better off just letting this thing move, trying to get a better angle on it that way. Wow! That's a very disrespectful play! Why would you do this? What a dick! It's like, yeah, I'll show you my back armor. I'm not afraid of you. I mean, obviously.
On my way.
Obviously we do this. Is this an aim shot kind of situation? He's 37. Yeah, let's try not to waste the gift that we have been given.
Roger, Commander. Attack the shot.
Really got that tunnel vision, I guess.
Should have run when you had the chance.
She's not wrong. Okay. So the left side of the Shadowhawk is what we probably want to target with the Jenner. Jenner's the only one who can hit it. So my inclination is to jump in here, hit the precision shot to drop initiative to 2 for next turn, and then we just take a couple solid rounds of fire on this thing. We'll go there. We'll turn off both of the lasers, I guess. I'm generating an awful lot of heat by leaping around like this. Okay, so now we have more or less 2 full rounds to mess with this guy. And I think the play is we move around to here, even though the right side's not a particularly interesting target, so that next turn we can punch him. You're almost certainly going to need to cool and vent, yeah. God, I love cool and vent.
Waiting for orders.
Alright, I'm gonna just reserve down to 3. And let's take all of our guys at the same time here and figure out what we want to do. So the Griffin is likely to knock him over. We might even just want to shoot again from basically right where we are. I mean, I should move up into cover, obviously, but firing at his backside is unlikely to yield a lot of value because he's gonna, unless we get a kill, he's gonna go down right here, and then his backside's gonna be unavailable to us anyway. So I think, yeah, let's step to the side here so that I'm not blocking the Centurion's shot, and just put this dude on the ground. We'll figure everything else out afterward.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
God, I love this Griffin. This is a it's a little bit of a heat inefficient design, but there's a lot to be said. So you managed to tear through a significant portion of him. Let's start with the other Centurions that we have some idea what we're looking at here. It's possible we just get a kill. Every projectile that hits could potentially touch off that ammo, right? Alright, what are the odds that the Jenner needs to move to a cover position? Pretty low, actually. It's fairly likely we're just going to get a kill. I guess it's free to do so.
Heading out.
How many weapons can I turn on without it being a problem? It's like that many.
Firing.
That was a lot harder than I was expecting for a 1.5 skull mission, but honestly, I think it came off fairly cleanly. Obviously, now we can't use the fire starter again, which is a problem. We might have to just bounce. Like, the other missions that are available on this planet are not super valuable. They're probably too hard for the amount of money we get out of them. And the Trebuchet and the Shadowhawk are both potentially interesting salvage. They're both actually interesting salvage. I think let's grab the Shadowhawk. We don't need a Trebuchet all that much. Like, our Centurion, both of our Centurions are filling this role already. We don't really have a brawler tanky type guy. Like, the Griffin gets close and has armor, but... Oh, they give us the Vindicator, too. That was nice of them. The Griffin gets close and fights and stuff, but it's not quite the same thing, where the chassis is just super over-armored and you can leave it standing in the open. And you never want to leave it. You know what I mean. If we leave it standing in the open, it is still going to get shredded. Alright, so let's what is the time cost on repairing that leg? Fortunately, there weren't any components in the leg. Yeah, so we can just do that. And with there being no components in the leg, actually it's not too bad. We could hang out here for 2 days if we wanted. Are the missions that are left worth it? We would be unable to do these two. But we probably, if we're only talking about 2 days, we should probably try to knock out as much as we can. The 2 skull might be pushing it. Convoy ambush. Let's hang out for 2 days. Let the Firestarter get repaired, do repossession, and then maybe we leave. I just don't. I don't see us being able to do. Stop the signal, probably. And, you know, we have 2 mediums. Yeah, maybe we could. We'll do the 1.5 first. I hope you guys are enjoying the local color here, because we apparently we're hanging out. Yeah, we can ambush a convoy. Strike the convoy and destroy it. Salvage teams will retrieve the goods. What do you reckon? There's probably some mechs. There will be some salvage, but I think what we want right now is mostly just money. Yeah, same teams. Yeah. Yeah, this is sensible. I maybe should have checked to see if Firestarter could get up to 9 tactics, because that could matter. But whatever, too late now. We've gone too far into these menus. I will say, the game does not make it super compelling to, like, go back and fix a thing, because the menus load in kind of a sluggish way. They make it, it's just a little bit too much of a pain in the ass to go back and check our XP. Alright, if we clean up the escorts to ensure their salvage crew's safety, there's a bonus in it for us, which is another good reason to take higher base pay, so that those percentage modifiers are a little bit better. Destroy all convoy escorts.
Command interface initiated.
I do kind of want to get a multi-shot pilot in the Griffin for things like this. Ordinarily, it's not a high priority, but for convoy missions, the Griffin's weapons do enough damage that being able to shoot at 2 different targets might be good. So that's the convoy's escape point. That's really unfortunate for them, that we're right here, in between them and that. I'm just going to jump up on the hill with most of our people. We'll figure it out from up here. This Centurion is going to have to do it in 2 jumps. That's the one with the good jump jets and everything. There's, you know, there's only so much you can do. And I kind of like the myth of our commander who cannot die, or rather cannot die meaningfully, being in the close range mech and being right up in everybody's face. If anybody out there starts to believe in the myth of the immortal commander, this'll strike the fear right into their hearts. How many enemies are there? That was a lot of turn. I'm a little concerned, if I'm being honest. Okay, so we have a great line of sight for you. I'm gonna commit pretty deep here. We may get contacts.
I've got eyes on the target.
What do we got? Do we have a tonnage? No, we cannot get tonnage on that reading. Well, that's fine. We'll figure it out. I want you to be up on the hill, or do I want you to just run forward down? Let's put them up on the hill. A little bit harder for the enemies to hit us first as we're entering the battle area. Ooh, spider moving on 5. Interesting. It's the kind that has the machine guns and the 1 laser.
Receiving you.
Obviously, downside is that it's actually very hard to hit because it's fast as hell. We can run pretty deep here and get him with the support weapons at least. Probably won't bother with the flamethrowers. This is one of those situations where we're going to have to do some punching, probably. We could just sensor lock him, I suppose, but... we're going to do some actual damage. Oh, his armor's in tatters, too. Yeah, I think it makes sense to go at him with the machine guns, then. That's a shame. A lucky medium laser hit to the center torso could have been a kill. Right, they have LRMs. So what's that? That's probably a Locust firing paired LRM-5s.
We got company.
And also they have a Panther.
Structure damage.
So when the first spider came up on us at 5 initiative, I thought for a minute that they had a master tactician pilot, but all of their light mechs are moving on 5. So clearly this is one of those command control vehicles. The ones that increase everybody's initiative by 1. So I don't want to just run up and kick him in an attempt to deal enough stability damage to get his initiative out, or to get his, what do you call it? His stability over the top, but I think that's probably not actually going to work. What I'm going to do instead is jump real deep and just sensor lock him, I think.
Up high.
Get rid of some of his evasion that way. So yeah, there's that Panther. Panther's a really annoying enemy to have to face.
Sensors locked on.
He's got to be a priority. Fortunately, he's standing in the open. Maybe I should have sensor locked him, actually. Yep, there's that mobile HQ. Just has a couple medium lasers, not a big deal. I should have sensor locked the Panther. That was a mistake.
Waiting on you, Commander.
I got fixated on the initial plan and forgot to reevaluate for new information. Also, that thing is very far away. Yeah, I guess we're not firing at that this turn no matter what, because it's well outside of weapons range. And the perch I wanted to take up here is unfortunately too far away from most of the enemies that we want to shoot at.
Time to die.
That's a shame. That autocannon hit would have been devastating. Jenner's doing a good job of drawing fire with all of its evasion. I gotta say, I'm not wild about the way this is going. So what would be great is if we could get a kill on this thing with the Griffin. Oh, you're kidding me. The closest point is just a tiny, tiny bit outside of optimal weapons range. Alright, well, we'll do this, I guess. Yes, okay, good. Volume of fire. It turns out quantity has a quality all its own. So there we get to break some line of sight up. I'm not sure how many of them can even see the fire starter at this point. How's my arm doing? It is missing a single point of structure. So not too bad is the answer to that. Obviously the Panther is a huge priority, but I'm wondering if the correct move here is just to back up. They're going to shoot at the Jenner 4 times. They're going to hit it at least one of those times. So if I instead of running, if I move the fire starter up to here and take like a precision shot at one of them, we definitely can't break the mobile HQ apart. If I take a precision shot at the Panther, then that means the Panther goes after the Jenner and we'll get to re-evasion before the shot comes off. I think that's probably a good idea. We need to engage in what I might describe as some active defense. So my right arm is screwed up. We're going to turn so the left side is facing people. Got lots and lots of evasion here. Drop your initiative, and it doesn't really matter where I shoot you.
Taking the shot.
That is a shame, though. Obviously, you want it all to work. Gallant urban assault vehicle. AC-10++. Okay. Well, we have a different target now. It is not at all feasible to go after the Panther. Alright, we managed to split their fire between the two small mechs. This is working out. So yeah, that gallant urban assault vehicle has to die. If it gets into AC-10 range, it's going to start ripping us apart. We cannot on mouse over see what the plus
Waiting for
pluses are.
orders.
They could be plus damage. And if they are, that's a very dangerous place for us to be in. So 4 initiative, or 4 evasion by walking, 4 evasion by jumping. I guess we just walk. Where did I take a hit? Seeing a little bit of armor in my left leg. So we run up here like this. And it's terrifying, but we have to get damage on this thing. That's an SRM carrier. Even more dangerous, actually. Literally cannot fire at it, though. What's my hit chance without the precision shot? You know, I'm going to go non-precision here. We'll save the precision shot for somebody who needs it a little bit more. It's not impossible the Jenner could kill this thing in one go if we get lucky, because we could pierce the front armor and then touch off an ammo explosion.
Firing.
But it would take a lot of clustering. We did get the structure open. It could have happened. This is actually like a little bit terrifying. The enemy forces that we are facing today are not well matched to the difficulty ratings that we were given. Okay, Centurion. Can you get direct fire anything on anyone? It looks like, yeah, we have a shot at the Panther. Alright, that's good enough.
Uh-huh.
Because obviously we have to multi-target in such a way as to try to finish off the urban assault vehicle. The SRM carrier is a huge problem, but we can't kill it with these weapons anyway. So let's go urban assault vehicle with the LRMs, you with the AC-5, and probably... Man, that's not very good.
Got it.
Probably we can get this. Yeah, we left it at 1 HP.
Primary target is damaged,
All right.
Commander. Keep it up.
That was mission critical. Tremendously important. Next thing is the
I may
SRM
need some more
carrier.
time in the simulator.
I'm gonna have the Griffin pass the turn, I think. It's unlikely. I guess what I could do with the Griffin is try to move it in front of everybody else. Is it close enough to make that happen? No, it is not. Try to get the SRM carrier's attention was my plan. I'm gonna just pass. We're gonna let the SRM carrier roll up, and then I'm gonna have the Griffin try to kill it. But it might obliterate the Jenner. There's a non-zero chance. I didn't realize what we were moving forward into. Okay, it's a lot of misses. It's also a lot of hits because it's just a huge number of missiles. Okay, nothing broke. Broke, no pilot damage. We must kill it. But I can't get close enough. I can't. Okay, here we go. I have a shot with just the PPC. That's not good enough. I mean, again, this is one of those situations where I'm gonna get to go before it moves again. So we could just run up. I guess what I could do here is just run up. I was really hoping I was gonna be able to fire into the right arc of this thing. Run up. Let this guy have it with as many weapons as possible to get that PPC off the field, and then next turn, every mech is going for the SRM carrier before everything else. Yeah, I like this. Do I want to precision strike? I really want to get its arm. I think I'm going to hold off on the precision strike because I potentially want to have inspired for next turn. And the odds that we will get the PPC out of here with just blind fire are significant. Like I was saying. Okay, the Panther has been largely disarmed. It is no longer a serious threat, as long as we don't let it punch us, because it does still punch for 50 damage.
Mech warriors, show them what you've got.
They get to go first, which is not great. That Jenner is going to pieces rapidly, and there's not really a ton we can do about it.
My armor.
So we could prevent this Javelin from taking a turn by precision striking it, but if I do that, then that would mean I go last during step 5, so they go first during step 4, which means that the Jenner still dies. So I actually can't affect this at all. What I can do is try to... Yeah, here we go. What I can do is jump real deep and just have at the SRM carrier and hope that this mech being out in the open, even though it is heavily evasive, will draw people's attention. So we're going to turn so that my left side is mostly available to the other enemies.
Up high.
We're going to give him everything, including the flamethrowers. We are just whatever it takes to pierce that armor. Things at real high hit percentage.
Full complement on enemy.
Looks like those went to the side. Okay, we got an opening. Oh boy. Yep, that's no good. Yeah, the Jenner was just, it was overwhelmed. Well, I feel really bad about that. I absolutely got Pancake killed. This mission's way harder than the other stuff we were doing on the planet. The difficulty ratings mean absolutely nothing. That said, I am hopeful that we will be able to clean up the SRM carrier with the Centurion. How much health does it have left? Yes, 6.
Waiting for
So
orders.
as long as we can find a good shot into the frontal arc, yeah, which we can easily. Then we have that. We can fire at the mobile HQ with the AC-5. We can fire at you with the AC-5. It's
On my way.
probably better. I mean, firing at the mobile HQ. If we breach the mobile HQ, we lower their initiative. Everybody's initiative. That seems pretty good. Let's see, we know this is happening. Half of the missiles hit, so we expect that 11 of the 20 missiles will make contact. 2 of them have to hit the correct side of the 3 areas they can hit. Odds are pretty strong that that's a kill. We probably will not have to use the Griffin for this. So then the question is, does the Griffin... Are we better served by having the Griffin clean up the Striker while we do a little bit of damage to the mobile HQ, or... Yeah, probably. This is probably the right play.
Got it.
Because the Griffin can kill the Striker from full health, I'm almost sure. Or maybe we'll just find a way to not do the thing at all. Which really sucks because the Griffin, like, 100% has to finish the job. The SRM carrier cannot live.
Damage minimal.
Managed to hit not a single missile into the relevant area. Roughly a quarter of them, I believe, should have gone in there. So... And we didn't have split fire. In fact, no matter where I go, the only weapon we can fire on you... Okay, we could let him have it with a lot of stuff, I suppose. There's not really a reason to, though, right? Guess we just do this and give him the snub, and if the 85% misses, then somebody else potentially dies? Like, the fire starter legitimately could die? I guess another option we have is let the SRM carrier have its turn and then have the fire starter kill it trivially, but I'm too nervous about it getting to kill my fire starter if it gets a turn. So we're just going to go for this. Am I going to have to? I am going to have to Coolant Vent.
Engaging target.
Okay. I really like the snub PPC as a weapon.
Enemy unit
It's a strong thing. Okay, that Panther has an SRM-4. It's not a big deal. You do something about one of these javelins.
Yes, Commander.
Let's see. We can get into the back arc of this one just by running. I'm unlikely to get back arced myself. Oh, that's not... Sorry. There we go. That's the back arc. And then he has 60 total center torso health, which is more than I would like for him to have. Odds are actually pretty bad of us getting a kill here. Panther moved already. The Striker is a danger at this range. Knocking this guy down to 4 initiative doesn't actually change where he goes in the turn. This is grim. We're in a bad place. We'd be more likely to be able to burn out the Striker. We'll get to go first on 3, but I don't know that I necessarily feel confident we will kill the striker, even with the best possible opportunity. So maybe this is the smartest play. Move as far as I can while maintaining a back armor shot on the striker. Really, three evasions the best I can do. Well, then I guess I walk it. No reason to jump. This keeps my injured right arm away from all the enemies.
Moving to position.
And it's bad. It's a bad thing, that's for sure. We have got to get some kills here.
Roger.
Of course, one of the lasers missed. There's like no damage at all between all those weapons. Alright, shot into the Griffin's back armor is not great, but, wow. Wow, he must have hit way below expected value there. I was gonna say the Griffin's back armor is actually relatively strong, like compared to the levels of back armor we've seen on other mechs throughout the campaign. That's wild, though, that it missed that much. Okay, the mobile HQ gets to move. It has a single laser. We do have to kill this thing before it gets to the escape zone, but it has to drive all the way up the hill to do that. I'm not too worried. I suspect it will not get away. All right, you have to make this work. This thing has to die, and it has to die now.
Engaging jump jets.
Oh, you're kidding me. Well, we can turn off the SRM. It's not a big deal. Or the small laser. But man, heat generation, huh? Okay, we got there. The Griffin sure can deliver an awful lot of damage.
Unit destroyed.
Commander?
And then your job is to... Panther's not really a threat. This Javelin is... Fortunately, positioned such that we just barely can't hit the back armor. So I guess maybe the smart move is try to finish off the mobile HQ. Softest from the front. Get a front armor shot with the LRMs, but we can't do anything else. Oh no, right here I can do both.
Coordinates received.
Alright, so you take the LRM bay, the battery, and then... This guy doesn't actually have any evasion, right? He has one pip. As we just try to get lucky?
Here we go.
It's time to bug out. Get to the LZ
Alright.
for extraction.
Hit the wrong one, but whatever.
Systems
Hits a
recycled
hit.
for another shot. Good to go.
Them having lost some initiative is certainly going to be helpful. Do we go for the rear shot on the Panther? Probably. And let's see if there is no place where 4 evasion is available without a jump. Actually, I guess shooting him in the right side is not too different from shooting him in the back. If that'll give me more evasion, we should maybe just take that. I don't want to be close enough to hit him with the SRMs. We want to, or with the support weapons. We want to be way out here. Yeah, let's
Engaging jump
take
jet.
that.
Engaging with target.
All right, so let's get him opened up. Griffin is going to need to take it real slow for a turn or two here, which is unfortunate because this would be a good time to close. Fortunately, it's drawing an awful lot of attention. Is going for the punch. To be clear, I think this is the right thing to do, and a lucky punch to the center is pretty good for him. It does mean that we also have punch as an option, which is probably exactly what we're going to do. And this guy does not have evasion, and does not have bulwark, and he's showing his weak side to me. So I think we take advantage of that. Good opportunity for a precision strike. See about that leg. Do not get our leg. He has a very small amount of health left before we have his weapon loadout. And yeah, I think probably we do just throw a punch here. Doesn't change my prospects too significantly in terms of defense. and
Engaging.
we get to cool down significantly while probably getting a kill. Nice. Do you see that? He shot him right in the cockpit as the mech fell.
Commander.
The kind of pop off that really ought to lower enemy morale, you know. All right, let's do a precision strike on the injured one to push it down below the Centurion, so we can see if we can get another shot off at that. Let's see if we can take his leg. Okay, that was pretty good luck.
Critical
That makes
hit,
the
Commander.
that makes the job of finishing him off really, really straightforward. And now the other one has to try to shoot through the bulwark to do any real damage. Yeah, not a big deal. This has gone
I'm
terribly,
showing minor
but
damage. Good to
looks
go.
like we should be able to get out of it without any further further hits. Anything more meaningful.
Got it.
Alright, it's a fair amount of health on the center. We might not actually be able to finish off the center. I would love to take this, so just in case he does get back up, we don't have to worry about him doing 100 damage. And then obviously the Griffin's going to see if it can't finish the job, but I don't have a ton of faith. I want to jump up. I don't know if we can afford all that heat. Next turn we get a coolant vent. How much damage has to go to the center to kill him? Okay. Not very much at all. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump up. We can deactivate the snub without really losing much.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Receiving you.
Okay, there's another situation where lowering his initiative doesn't actually change anything. So we can just try to jump in whatever way allows me to shoot him. Frankly, it's not going to matter very much. I think I like hard sprint away. It doesn't really help us to engage with him, I don't think. Don't really want to show him my left side. I also don't really want to show him my back, obviously. Oh no, sorry, that's my right. I don't know why I keep doing that.
I copy.
It's my right arm. I totally do want to show him my left side. Okay, yeah, that's absolutely fine. You feel free to shoot at the Centurion. Did he show his back armor to the
Easy on
Griffin?
the armor, buddy.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. Yeah, we just do this, right? Precision, coolant vent, and then precision strike for center. Let's see if we get lucky. Should probably turn the PPC back on. That is a fair amount of damage. We almost destroyed his entire torso.
Mission successful.
Ah, that's a very disappointing outcome. The loss of the Jenner is extremely whatever, but the loss of Pancake, even beyond the fact that, hey, that's a person who died, the loss of Pancake is a lot of lost XP for the crew. Feel a little bit dirty even talking about it that way, but that's just like, that's a lot of build time and resources gone there. And also, you know, like that medium laser was good, and this is a serious tragedy, especially considering the amount of money we made. Don't worry, Pancake. Your name's going up on the wall. I'm sure that's really what you wanted, right? Why survive when I can just get my name on that wall? Well, I kind of think that the javelin parts are less valuable to us than these weapons. Plus 20 stability damage AC 10 is definitely interesting. So both of these weapons are plus 20 stability damage. The question is, which one do I see myself using more? I'd like to get an AC 10 mounted on something again. I'm going to take the LRMs. Ooh, they gave us the plus damage medium laser as well. I didn't even really consider that as loot, and I totally should have, and I'm so glad that they corrected my mistake for me. Yeah, that's a real damn tragedy. Well, I mean, there's nothing for it. We might want to hire to fill the slot, I guess. definitely should not, yes, I know the generator has been destroyed. It's a sad time. Hit by an enemy javelin. Days served, a bunch. Kills, several. Actually, wow. Considering the amount of time the campaign's been going on, Pancake was very effective. That's a very serious loss in capability for the company. As well as, of course, a friend, Terrapax, and so forth. So how many people are we looking at here? That's not I was already in the barracks. The barracks is the right place. So we have 8 total pilots. The commander doesn't take up a berth. I guess we don't need to hire right this second. Yeah, man, what a bummer.
Receiving you.
Alright, you're nowhere near taking on 9 tactics. I think we do want to wait. I don't think we want to take any more gunnery until we get the tactics. I want to have somebody up there. So, okay, I can go through this list and spend people's XP off camera. Let's get repairs on the Firestarter. 0 C-bills. I guess we took like a very, very tiny amount of structure damage, right? Let's re-time these a little bit. Obviously, the Centurion is tremendously important. The Firestarter actually was instantly repaired. So yeah, Centurion, Jenner, Urban Mech, Assassin. I think that's the right order for those. And let's figure out where we're going next. So we're 8 days off the financial report, 10 days off of having a functional squad. Where do we want to go? We do have a travel contract to New Abilene. That's not... Boy, that's not going to be a very exciting world. Maybe we should take the travel contract, and I'll just like do the half-skull missions off camera, because why would anybody want to watch all that? But that might be the right thing to do. Just give us a chance to build up some easy money. 2.5 skull on Adrar should be doable. Should be like right at the edge of doability. Contract expires in 57 days. It'll take 22 days to get there. I think this is our move. I think that's our sort of our medium-term goal. Maybe what we do is I go to New Abilene, do all the missions on New Abilene that we have available off camera. Then we jet over to Joppa, where we do more work, and then potentially hit up the black market. Apparently they manufacture electronics here. That's interesting. I wonder if that makes you more likely to see, like, Raven parts. I wonder if there are other mechs that interact with that whole stealth and sensor mess system. It would be super weird if they implemented that whole mechanic for a single mech, right? So maybe this world just is more likely to have parts for whatever mechs interact with that system. And then we still have this thing glowing down here of unknown origin. A rescue operation at the utmost edge of the Rimward frontier. Man, I want to see what this does too. 1 or more contracts in this flashpoint limits at least one of the deployment slots in your lands to a minimum tonnage? I think that's the first time I've seen that. Or while one of the slots has to be heavy enough to drop? Okay, well, we'll work our way over there, but I think we should in general head toward this flashpoint. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna move to New Abilene right now, and we'll see what happens on the way. 10 days. 10 days is enough time for us to have a squad that should be able to knock down anything we could see on that planet pretty easily. So let's take the travel contract. Actually, let's not fly there manually because we can get them to pay for our movement. 617,000. I'll take that for a 1 skull. Who knows? Maybe these will be worth doing on camera because maybe they'll turn out to be way more difficult than expected.
Roger that, Commander. Course plotted.
I don't expect so. I'll knock out this stuff off camera and then we'll come back in when it's time to do more interesting stuff. A new flashpoint just spawned in Pilpala. Is Pilpala a place we've been? I don't know. We'll have a look at the star map when we arrive. The flashpoint that we missed that spawned really early in the campaign and had like 4 skull difficulty is not actually permanently gone. I believe all of the flashpoints respawn after some time if they expired due to you not doing them. So we will be able to get that probably. I think it should not be a big deal based on the number of flashpoints there were in the game previously for us to do all of them. I guess I don't know if it's still the case that that's a reasonable expectation. All right, so we have about 1 million left. I kind of want to do the extravagant pay again because I want to get up to 41 so badly. It helps so much to have 35 resolve per turn to be guaranteed a precision strike and everything. And we could make the other point of morale by just doing a morale upgrade on the ship after we complete the engine. But we're not going to be doing that anytime soon, I guess. Alright, why don't we do generous right now, and then next month we'll do extravagant, and that will push us up to the 41. Because the upgrades to the Argo are going to be tied up for quite a while in improving the engines. Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
We're nearly broke, Commander.
We are absolutely fine, Darius. In fact, we're not even in danger of going down in the next, 60 days. You do not need to be sending me panicked messages. No, do not proceed with the contract yet. Let's first have a look at the store. Okay, there's some interesting stuff. Javelin, Jenner, Phoenix Walker, or Phoenix Hawk, Warhammer. That is the one we almost have completed. 2 pieces of a Warhammer. It would be kind of cool to buy those. It's maybe not, a super high priority. Apparently we're only 1 Jenner piece off of another Jenner, so that's cool. Then a bunch of very normal stock stuff. Yeah, part of me, it seems like Warhammers are quite common in shops. Part of me wants to try to buy these, but also we could save money and go to the black market. We're not going to have enough money to buy anything, like a whole mech outright or anything. I don't know, I suppose we should have a look at the contracts, try to figure out exactly how much money we're going to be making here. It's probably not a huge amount. These low skull jobs don't pay super well. But it's not infeasible that the correct thing to do is just to buy the 2 Warhammer pieces if we can afford them and ignore trying to buy stuff at the black market. Oof. Oof, look at these payouts. I mean, I'm gonna do them. I'm gonna do them all, but yeah, these will be, these will be not very exciting. So, that means this is probably a pretty good place to call it for the moment. Thank you all so much for watching. Everybody, just, take a moment of silence for Pancake. Pour one out if you can do so without ruining the carpet in your home. And come back next time, Thursday, to see us get vengeance. And we'll see you then.